gone Christmas this year. And he's not doing rehashes of any of his previous farm sim maps. So we're not going to see Oakfield Farm 22. We're not going to see Sandy Bay 22. He's not doing those. And I think a lot of the map makers are just... We're doing brand new maps. And a new map takes a long time to do. And we got Meadowfields, Meadowlands this week, which looks good. As I said, I've taken a little bit of a look at that, and failing anything else, that might be the map I choose for the Saturday stream. It's got smaller fields, so it means we can work around and not get bogged down doing one thing. Problem I've had with Calmston Farm on the plays I've made with it, if you've got to plough a field and you use a regular plough, that's 2 hours real time, and I stream for about 3 hours, so 2/3 of a Saturday morning stream would be spent watching me drive up and down a field with a plough. And that's kind of I'm not sure that's too entertaining. Now with this farm, I don't care that it's going to take me 2 hours to plough this field. I'll stick a worker in this field and let him go plough while I go and do other things. Because we've got, 5 tractors. 5? Yeah, 5 tractors. So there's always other stuff I can do while the worker's doing the long boring stuff. And we can always go back and check on the worker and say, oh, he didn't finish it off, and just finish off the field. And that's 10-20 minutes and we're done, and then we can move on to something else. So that's kind of where we sit. And if you're doing a start from the beginning of a farm, then you look at most of the people who have YouTube videos or streams on Calmston Farm. The first 3-4 hours of gameplay is them harvesting 2 of the starting fields. And there's no way around that. There's a partial way around it by using a UK... what are they calling it? I think they call it weather or climate weather overlay. Yes, and that's all fine and wonderful, but I mean, if we're looking at stuff like you're talking something like this. I don't even have the horsepower to run these big things. The best I can do is this, and my tractor is 3 times the horsepower for that one. So it's kind of a yes, it could be done, but I need a huge tractor, which again with the starting setup, I can't afford that. I mean, I think I would like to be able to afford probably something like that, which comes with $295 maximum. And there's, does it exist? Do I have it loaded? I don't have it loaded. Oh, there's the Class Arian 3000 series, I think. Again, 330,000, and we'll set up. There we go, engine. 379. So we've got a fairly reasonable horsepower ability, but it's not 420. And for a starting farm, you're kind of stuck with that. Now there's the argument to be made between again, using something like this, which has a working speed of 7, operating width of 4, and using something, if you can manage it, like this. No. Is there a big one? There's not a big one. There's a bigger one in Farm Sim, but 2.5. So it's less width. Oh, that's still only 7. See, in Farm Sim 22, these things run at 9. So I've got less width, but I've got greater speed, and sometimes that greater speed is handy. And sorry, good morning, Whitehawk. Welcome to Saturday morning. So it's one of the reasons why, since we're not harvesting corn, I don't have a corn header, but I do have a helianthus header for the sunflowers. And the helianthus header might be slightly narrower than the corn header would be, but I can harvest at 25%, 30% quicker. And so I don't care. I think the same is true. I'm going to stop again and pull up the store tab. Oh no, I was in the right place. Beat Technologies. No, we've just got the HR12. 7 miles an hour, 5.4. There is an HR9. There's a mod which has the HR9, which is about 4.5, but it does 9 miles an hour. And then there's an HR15, which is about 7 meters. And again, it's only 7 miles an hour. So your quest is: do I go for the small one and do it faster, or do I go with the big one and do more per pass? I've been not too bad. I'm suffering with sort of. I could say it's a cold. I'm really not sure it is. I always suffer at this time of year with hot air heating, where you just get hot, dry air blowing around the house, and it just dries out my throat. I produce more lubrication, if you like, and I just feel awful. And I want to talk to our HVAC guys when they come and do the spring service and see if they can put a humidifier on the system. Last house we had a humidifier on our HVAC, and I didn't have this problem at all. It's just something I suffer with. I used to be asthmatic when I was a kid, and overly damp air and dry air just causes me all sorts of grief breathing. But I've been suffering that for the last 4 months, so it is what it is. Let's get this thing cleaned off. Probably going to have to use it again. I might leave it attached to the tractor and we'll just run down the back of the yard for now. But yeah, it's I mean, that was the thing I noticed with, where is it, forage harvester headers. So these are more like what we get in Farm Sim 22, where they do everything, got 9 meter width, 6 mile an hour. But these do exactly the same things, and grass. And they do 9 miles an hour. 6 meters, 9 miles an hour, or what was it? 9 meters at 6 miles an hour. Could be kind of a wash, but if you've got a smaller harvester and you can only do 7.5, then, well, maybe this thing is a better idea. Horsepower requirements doesn't say. Horsepower requirements on this also doesn't say. But it's, I'm wondering whether the mowing header is possibly more useful than the chopper. I'm guessing from a game standpoint the yield doesn't vary, so I can run around with the mowing header and just crazy speeds, 9 miles an hour, yay. Don't get whiplash as you're accelerating down the field. Let's shuffle this back into the corner. We are done with this for at least now. Go and find the Valtra. This is true. I mean, the other thing that we do have in 22 that we don't have here, we have a contraption like this, but it doesn't have a cutter. It just has the pipe, and it just has the 3-point attach. And you can attach any one of these things on the front of it, but you're probably going to want to go with well, obviously this, because it's 6 miles an hour. You are not going to run this thing on the tractor mounted thing. You're probably going to be running this. Well, if you're running this, it's 6 meters at 6 miles an hour. That's 6 meters at 9 miles an hour. Well, heck, I'm going with the 9 mile an hour thing. Plus it does grass on top of everything else. Now, base game, those choppers don't only do corn. These things only do corn in base game. Because we're running Maize Plus, it does everything. Okay, what was I saying? I'm getting the Valtra. I walked right past it. Valtra has fuel and has had maintenance, so we're good here. I do like that the other tyre options, Continentals and the like, Michelins, you can put narrow tyres on the tractor and they don't look silly spindly things like this in 22. Anyway, let's get this thing out to the field and see what we bought ourselves. Because as I was mentioning earlier, the thing with FS19 or FS 22 is your maintenance is based on how many hours you have on a vehicle, the rate at which the vehicle wears out, not the cost. The cost is flat. Well, the cost is what the cost is, and it's based on the purchase value of the tractor from new, not the value of the tractor as it currently is. But the wear is based on speed. So if I can run a tractor at 9 miles an hour and plough, or I can run it at 6 miles an hour and plough, I want to be running it at 9 miles an hour because the wear of the tractor will be 2/3 what it is doing the same job at 6 miles an hour. And obviously the repair bill is going to be less, or I'm going to get done more. I'm going to get done more. I'm going to get more done for the same repair cost. Anyway. So, yeah, I'm not a real life farmer. Everything I learned about farming I learned from YouTube. And I am a computer programmer. So being a computer programmer, I work out what the game's trying to help me, trying to persuade me to do to get the best returns. And it's a story I've told before. A friend of mine played X-Wing on the PC back in the 1990s. And he'd figured out that, each TIE fighter had a there were TIE fighters which would specifically kill one of the things you were protecting, and all the rest were just there to get in the way. And so he once he'd figured that out, he said all he had to do was kill the mission critical TIE fighters, and none of the rest of the TIE fighters would destroy the shuttle group he's trying to protect, as an example. And so, the only thing you have to worry about when you're doing stuff is you have to keep yourself alive and kill the mission critical targets, and then deal with the rest as you find time to. But as soon as a mission critical target appears, you get out there. He's your number one target. Oh, I don't know about making you rich. Programming wise, I'm basically a business programmer. Primarily all my work has been done in sales order processing, so giving screens to salesmen to record orders. And even now we are moving away from that model. Our business, we now have our own website that customers can order stuff from, and I don't know how many of our orders come in that way. Every so often we'll get an order that a human is going to need to take a look at this to figure out what needs to happen with it. I'm messing this up a bit. There we go. So, even my job is kind of going away as people move to different technologies and what have you. I'm not a PC programmer. I am still an old IBM mainframe type system. The computer takes up half a room. It doesn't take up half a room anymore. It's a lot smaller these days. Gone are the days of $6 Million Man, where your computer took up an entire garage and you had racks of reel-to-reel tapes spinning in the background. I think our computer system is probably about now the size of a very large PC. Stop rolling. Stop rolling. Looks like I might... did I miss a bit? Or is that just a pathway? And this is the second biggest field on the map, so another sort of achievement for our playthrough. We are going to make 1,500 sheep this year, or make it to 1,500 sheep this year, and we also own the second largest map or field on the map. And I doubt there is much of a way I'm going to make 1.7 million before we close out this particular series in order to buy the big field. Oh, excuse me. Where's the end of this field? Kind of looks like I'm getting there, but then it doesn't. Oh, that's way too far. Let's back up. So yeah, this crop I'm not bothering with. I might even bring the class out as soon as we've done this and just plough it all in. So I think renting a forage harvester is probably going to cost us more than we'll make on this particular crop. Is that my field? I guess, yeah, that's my my stuff. What's my stuff? I don't know. rye. You can door it. Okay, anyway, we will, whoa, slow down. So one of the reasons I did decide to buy this field is it's adjacent to, where am I? This field here, and the access is from this side. So it just happens to be less of a problem. You can't get a harvest header from those fields on our left through this hedgerow. It would appear that Oxygen David's little script that stops bales from rolling through hedges also stops harvest headers from rolling through hedges as well. So since we'll be, harvesting rye over there, we'll be harvesting sunflowers from that side. I might as well, I figured having this field allows me to make it more worth my while taking the harvester all the way down to Oak Glen Farm with the helianthus this year. Now I don't, obviously. After some, we tend to rotate our crops, so since I forgot to plant any sunflowers or leave any fields with oilseed radish in them over the winter, as a preparation to planting sunflowers in them, I actually ploughed them all up in the fall and then said, oh God, I need an oilseed in these fields, and ended up planting canola so that the fields weren't completely fallow over the winter. We've ended up with only one field that I hadn't ploughed that was still covered in oilseed radish for the winter that I wanted to put sunflowers in. Yeah, a bit of my mistake, so it is what it is. But I had plans and then I forgot my plans, or negated my plans, should I say. Big field. As I said, there is a mod in 19 that would let me just click a button and pay to have the field analysed. But I haven't I downloaded that mod and installed it in one of my save games, but I didn't install it in this one, so it is what it is. We are just doing this ourselves. Of course, once we've got all this done, I kind of wish this was a hexagon and not a circle. Because it's easier to map hexagons against each other. Okay, one, maybe two more, and we have done the field perimeter. Ugh. Do I really care about that little wedge in the corner? No. So now we just fill in the gaps as best we can. I do like that I can use the mini-map to do this. Although it's probably, again, a little bit cheating because you wouldn't do this normally. And I missed another blob. I don't know the implications of missing bits. I mean, this is, as far as I am aware in real life, this is way more samples you would take of a field. Because you would typically take a sample here, maybe take 3 or 4 samples, yeah, split the fields into quadrants, do a couple of samples and then just see what it came back as. But there's the whole extrapolating the intervening area. And then you can base your fertilization and seeding maps on the extrapolated data. But we are slowly getting there.